Hello and welcome to ET Auto. I am with someone who is an industry veteran and also a technocrat, former CTO at Ashok Leyland, founding managing director of Mercedes-Benz R&D India, and is an industry veteran, as I mentioned. He is now a director at Saietta and also at CityQ. Very briefly, tell us about the CityQ concept and how do you see the mobility landscape evolving and the key role of technologies. What kind of mobility technologies do you expect? One is at the Western world, and on the other end, in these emerging markets like India.
Yeah, absolutely. Sumantra, thank you very much. And thanks for the ET Auto conference today. It's fantastic. Lots of people, wonderful topics. Now, CityQ is actually a vehicle that downsizes a passenger car into an electric bike-like vehicle. It's very difficult for a lot of people to understand because it's a bike that has the car functionalities. Now, that's the reason we call it as a crossover between a passenger car and a bike.
So you are saying it's got four wheels?
Absolutely.
For starters?
Yes.
And the footprint is more or less like a two-wheeler, because it will be very difficult. Imagine a four-wheeler with a footprint of a two-wheeler. So
Yes.
how different will it be in terms of the footprint?
Now, the footprint is only 10% of a passenger car. We are right now in the process of bringing it down to 8% by using lightweight materials. It's a 100-kilo vehicle. You can have a mother sitting in the front with two children at the back, or you can have a 200 kilo of 1 cubic meter box that can be used for delivering B2B services. For example, if you know 90% of the packets that are delivered at home today are less than 10 kilo weight. Today you've got a 1.5 ton van in the West coming home for these small little packets. So Amazons and DHLs and Hermes of this world, they talk about the so-called micro hubs. From the micro hubs to your home, CityQ will be the vehicles in future. CityQ like vehicles as well, naturally.
Right. So and a quadricycle, could it qualify as a quadricycle?
Yes, it's yeah, absolutely. It is classified as a cycle or a bike. Which means that it cannot, in some countries like Germany, in Europe, it cannot be faster than 25 kilometers an hour. Okay. So we control that electronically, so it does not cross 25 kilometers an hour. But then it does not require a driver's license. You require no number plate. You can park it anywhere, and you can have 4 CityQ vehicles parked in one car space.
When you say car, which you mean a sedan, a 4.5 meter sedan, or
yeah, a normal, let's say, medium passenger car, level passenger car, right? Another point here is, it has pedals, but it has no chain. It's what we call pedal by wire. It's an electronic signal that comes from your pedaling. The pedaling has to happen until 6 kilometers an hour speed, beyond which you don't need to.
Then the battery, the BEV technology takes over?
There are 2 hub motors, and there are 2 batteries, and these batteries give you 150 kilometers of range, and the motors can negotiate up to 20% of inclination with 250 kilo package at the back.
What's the size of those motors each?
There are 2 motors, each 110 newton meters of torque. They are powerful motors.
All right. And what's the kind of expected price for this? Let's say if you look at the personal application and the cargo application.
Well, the question comes from which market are you looking at, right? So, in Germany, the prices of such vehicles, if you can offer them at 8,000 euro, fantastic for both B2C and B2B as well, right? And in countries like India, you may have to come down to 3,000 to 4,000 euro.
So my next question is India also in the radar for CityQ?
India is definitely in the radar for CityQ, maybe not as the first market, but we already have calls and discussions with companies that would like to have such vehicles in India as well, especially the B2B2C. For example, these big campuses, university campuses, like IT campuses we have here, they would like to have a sustainability program that includes we have no more cars in our campus, and they would like to go They would like to see the people going from one building to another building using small little vehicles like CityQ.
So these are, these are the kind of organizations that are having discussions with you,
Yes,
or
absolutely.
are you also looking at potential partners here?
We are looking for partners. You know, the vehicles right now are in C sample level, which is pre-production level. And the bill of material cost reduction has to happen either in China or India. And you can imagine I would prefer to do it in India. And the bill of material cost reduction has to happen from India. And we would also love to have some investors coming from India as well. You know, there's Indians who have a global ambition to become a big global company, because CityQ is a unicorn in the making.
I see. And when is the SOP that you're targeting?
We have the SOP planned for actually end of this year. We have already delivered the B samples and C samples to DHL, Bravida, PAC, Visak, and other such European companies. They are running them every day. You know, a dozen vehicles to these companies. They're testing them every day, and this feedback will flow into the next part of the design, after which we will reach the production level maturity.
On that note, best wishes with your project CityQ, and hope to see it in India sometime sooner than later, maybe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thanks for watching this interview with Dr. Seshu Bhagavathula, as I mentioned, a technocrat and director at Saietta and CityQ.